it, I'm not saying that the murder weapon is back here, but primarily to make a determination if there's any physical evidence back here. Walter, this was a very gruesome murder scene, according to the medical examiner. According to the medical examiner, there was actually blood on the walls. And I can tell you, if we pan over, we're looking at the third story of this home. And as you look, these are the two sections where the bodies were supposed to have been found, on the second and third floor. Yeah. Now, there were two cleared. I'm not saying that the murder weapon is back here, but primarily to make a determination if there's any physical evidence back here. Walter, this was a very gruesome murder scene, according to the medical examiner. According to the medical examiner, there was actually blood on the walls.
Exactly the timelines where they have been and what they have been up to that night between the 12th to the 13th of November 2022. I find this shocking. So first I play this and then we talk.
Other issues. What's number 2 on your list?
I guess number 2 for me would be the way that law enforcement kind of cleared everything right away. So, they 911 was called 11:58, and then they put out an alert. The University of Idaho put out an alert at just after 1 in the afternoon, and then they issued a shelter in place at just after 3 p.m.
Right.
And 30 minutes later, they lifted that shelter in place, and they cleared a bunch of people really fast, and it just seemed like law enforcement knew something as soon as they got there.
If that's true, that is just mind-numbing. It's just mind-numbing if that is true. I was going to comment on what you said about they cleared people so fast, the 2 jacks. And some of these people that they cleared right away, they did it on phone call. That's not police work.
Right.
That's not how police work. If that's true, that is just mind-numbing. It's just mind-numbing if that is true. I was going to comment on what you said about they cleared people so fast, the 2 jacks. And some of these people that they cleared right away, they did it on phone call. That's not police work.
Right.
That's not how police work. That's not the way an investigation is done.
Right. Right. That's what makes me believe that they came upon something as soon as they got to the crime scene.
I hope you heard that clearly. The police cleared the jacks over the phone, allegedly. We always have to say allegedly. But you can imagine if that is exactly what happened, imagine what else was done in this case. So let's picture this. Like I was thinking to myself in my mind, now I can picture this. Allegedly, Jack Showalter, we heard that he drove, that's aka Hoodie guy, we heard that he drove to his parents' cabin. Am I right? If that is the case, that means he reached his parents' cabin after 6 hours, close to 6 hours, because allegedly his parents' cabin is not even in Boise, Idaho. It's further, it's at least an hour from Boise, Idaho. So it took him at least 6 hours to get to his destination, which is a cabin. Nobody saw Jack Showalter. If he drove to his parents' cabin and just say, God forbid he was involved, because I'm not leaving any rock unturned. So let's think about this scenario. If he left and he was involved, then possibly he would have a K-bar knife, which I don't feel is far-fetched. We've seen this young man when he was 15 years old, and right up to now, on his Facebook he has K-bar knives. He took it on his Facebook, by the way, almost 10 months ago, or 8 months ago. Last time I saw his Facebook was 8 months ago. He has a lot of pictures of K-bar knives. We know that he loves hunting. His family loves hunting. His family is powerful. They allegedly pay a lot of funding, which is not sure. But there's a lot of rumors and speculations that the family is really involved with Idaho University. Put that aside. A quadruple murder has happened. The first person you look at and the first people besides the family and the spouses and the immediate circle, the first person you look at is obviously the person who's disappeared, who was one of the last people to see them. All of a sudden, you don't have Hoodie Guy. All of a sudden, Jack D is not to be found till next day. Allegedly, he was sleeping. While he was at the corner club, we knew it was the timestamp said 1:25 a.m. at night. The quadruple murders happened between 3 to 4 a.m. was what was stated in the beginning. Later on, and the roommates were not, they were not witness. They were just there. According to, this is exactly Chief Fry's words that I'm quoting. You can go and check his first interviews because I don't mean to be rude, I can't keep on playing them again because it's like literally, it sits in my head. All the press conferences, all the big interviews, all the small interviews, everything that was said, everything that was done, everything that was not said, everything that was not done, everything sits in my head, and I'm sure it sits in all of y'all's head by now. We know the timelines, the previous timelines, 3 to 4 a.m. We know the later timelines. We heard E's mother saying 2 a.m. is the hardest time for her and her family. I brought that up 10 months ago. You have Eva, that is, what's her name? Kaylee's friend, who said on ABC News clearly, she said clearly that I thought to myself, let's not panic. And she was crying, let's not panic. It could have been an accident. And then I called Kaylee's phone and nobody was picking up. And then she said, she was crying, and then she said, that was 10 a.m. That was 10 in the morning. That's exactly what she said. So we know that Eva knows that. Those interviews, for some reason, have been gone off the ABC News. It's really difficult that you find the whole clip where she says that. Now they broke up the interview. Just like the previous timeline of 3 to 4 a.m., all those old interviews seem to be disappearing for some strange reason. That is baffling to me, that a case that it hasn't even gone to court, that the media is trying to take out many things. And I'm sure they've been told. That's according to my opinion. This is my speculations and this is my belief. I believe they've been told to take out some things so that we do not add the whole puzzle. Let's be honest, this is a puzzle. The reason it's a puzzle is not because it's on gag order. From the very second this case started, the crime scene was handled in a horrific manner. It wasn't only the quadruple murders made the recipes that was horrific. The way the crime scene was handled was horrific. None of the forensic team had on their forensic gear in the beginning. Later on, they started wearing the gloves and mask and a bit of things and all. And they weren't even changing it once they go out. They were coming back in with the same booties, with the same gloves, with the same mask. If they had on, they were sneezing, they were doing everything. We saw that all. That is no secret. It's still on the news. We can clearly see that. Let me come back to Jack. The Jacks. Let's start with the three Jacks. Jack D, Jack S, and Jack K. Let's start with Jack S, aka Hoodie Guy. Hoodie Guy was one of the last people who was all over the girls. He was walking with the girls. What did he say to Adam? All those things. I've repeated it so many times and we know it by heart. So basically, Hoodie Guy was seen with them. Whether he said, Maddie, you know they're going to come and get you, or if he didn't say that, he was seen with them. He was seen with them in the corner club. He was seen with them all the way to the grub truck until they disappeared. They literally did a ghost on him. They left him stranded there basically with the rest of the grub truck. Let's not forget there were serious rumors going on, and I don't believe it was rumors because two girls obviously they had to be female from the sororities that were at the at the corner club said that they witnessed Mr. Jack Showalter harassing Kayla Maddie, and he was thrown out. This young man was thrown out of Delta Tau Delt for his behavior of sexual harassment. Harassment is more like I should say, allegedly. And this is rumors that have just been going on and have been getting stronger and stronger and have never been dying out. I will tell you why these points that I'm saying mean so much in this case for me. When I think about it as in the mental health perspective. I haven't seen Jack Showalter. I'm not his therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know anything about him. But I can say with all these things, if they're allegedly true, they all are related to harassments. He got kicked off the corner club. If that is all true, try and understand. We need to go back and check on Jack as his history himself. I mean, like, how was he, besides being kicked out allegedly for the harassment, what else was he? Because I heard now and that is a fact, that he was a champion wrestler. Now this guy was a hunter. He was very skilled with K-bar knives. We've seen pictures of him with these K-bar knives on his Facebook. That is a fact. Those pictures still exist on my channel and on many people's channel and on TikTok. So Jack Showalter drove to his parents, who both are doctors. His two older brothers are doctors. The whole family is a family of doctors. Allegedly, he has his parents and some far distant family are defense attorneys. No, not defense attorneys, sorry, prosecutors in Boise, Idaho. That's why I don't want this case allegedly to be moved to Boise, Idaho. If that is so, then it's not even a good idea. This case should be moved from the whole state of Idaho, if you ask me, because this is a high-profile case. It shouldn't be around these areas, and especially that it's a case of interest. It seems like everybody in this case has grown up in Idaho. Obviously, everyone seems to have gone to Idaho University. Everyone seems to have lived somehow in 1122 Kings Road, like Scott, or they have gone to the Sigma Chi, like the prosecutor William Thompson. This is a case of interest. I personally feel that's what I feel. There's too many, even Beaker's defense attorney Ann Taylor has got an education and got her education and got a certificate in law from Idaho University. So now do your maths. Everyone you see in the courtroom is from Idaho University, or they have some connections. I'm not saying that BK won't get a fair trial because they all are from that state or they all got their education from Idaho University, but I'm saying that the chances for BK to get a fair trial is very slim. Now let me get back to, I always have this habit of getting carried away, so I apologize for that. Let me get back to Mr. Jack Showalter, aka Hoodie Guy. If Hoodie Guy was interviewed over the phone, now let's picture this. He left the grub truck. Now just say, we don't know obviously where he's been. He lives 1 minute, I would say like literally 15 seconds away from the girls, because he lives in Queen's apartment. We don't know if he made any stops. We saw him if you watch, pay attention to the grub truck properly, I've showed you many times, a red car stands outside. And when hoodie guy leaves is when the red car leaves. And that red car is like, it was flashing before even Maddie and Kaylee left. What is interesting is a red Mazda that was crashed was found in St. Deacon's Avenue, 11 minutes ride from the girl's house. So imagine that. Now that is concerning. You have that car that is damaged, that looked like it's been into a severe car crash. And we saw the forensics team checking the car inside and outside. So we don't know if it's that red car, but just picture, since everything is on gag order, if that is the red car that was used, somehow Jack Showalter drove to his parents' cabin. He drove to his parents' cabin. Just say if he was involved in the crime, just say with BK or with the Sigma fraternity boys or whoever did this horrific crimes. He could have changed his clothes, put them in his car, drove off to Boise, Idaho. Nobody would have known except his mother, because allegedly I heard his mother was the one that said he drove to the cabin. So you can already see that this is a family that is rich, well off. Mother's a doctor, father's a doctor, 2 brothers are doctors. You have a whole family of doctors here in the medical branch, high up. They have a cabin, the son is in the cabin, say if he was involved, and they know of the son's even involvement. Some parents do what is right and just put their feelings aside. But some parents, obviously, a parent is a parent. If your child comes home trying to tell you, oh, I did not do this crime, I witnessed this horrific crime, I had to defend myself, or whatsoever, I think the first thing that runs into a parent's mind is just keep quiet and see what happens if the police comes and all, and call the lawyer and such things, I'm sure. So this man went 2 a.m. at night, he drove to his mommy. A 20-year-old man drove all the way to Boise, Idaho for his mama and papa. I'm serious. What is the reason? On a Saturday night, I'm sure he was drinking because he was in the corner club. He looked very cheerful, he looked very happy. He was doing that bow down salute to the guy, if you'll remember clearly. All those things were happening. So this man over here, Jack Showalter, should have been someone that the police spoke to face to face. How could it happen that the police in Moscow, Idaho, the detectives were like, yeah, hello, is it Jack Showalter? Yeah, guess what? We need to take an interview with you. Did you see Maddie and Kaylee? Yes, I did see them. Where were they? There. Where were you last? I was here. I was driving to my parents' cabin. Oh, thank you very much. If you need any further questions, we'll contact you. Goodbye. That's about it. They didn't think that he could be the one who did the crimes? Didn't the police think that he could be the one who had the motive? If he was constantly under sexual harassment, getting thrown out of his fraternity, his parents rented him a flat or apartment right next to the girls in Queen's apartment, he could have maybe be suffering of antisocial personality disorder or anything, but because with all these bad behaviors, he was even, what was it? Yeah, he got thrown out of the fraternity, allegedly for sexual harassment, number 1. Number 2, for throwing dead animals. Now that is typical behaviors of a psychopath. So what if this man, and then we've seen him with K-bar knives. In his Facebook, the pictures, everything, he put that up himself. We've seen posters on his wall of a big gun This man and weapons are not far away from each other. Trigger warning. We are this Maddie. Jack Showalter, why were you going to get the girls? For what? What did Maddie tell Adam? In the beginning of this case, we heard rumors from people who were at the corner club that said that Jack Showalter was thrown out of the corner club because he was harassing the girls. What were you harassing the girls for? What does he mean by we are going to get you for this Maddie? What did Maddie do? What did Maddie tell Adam? It's starting to make more sense now. Because this is for fair use purpose. This was a clip a year ago from the Drunk Turkey show. This is allegedly Jack D. His white Hyundai Elantra. It was parked in front of his father's work, and I believe his father's a teacher or something in a school. I'll let you all hear this. Please like, share, and subscribe to Drunk Turkey show. I wanted to share this here with y'all under the fair use purpose.
He works at this place. He is I believe, an elementary teacher. Now, this is a picture of Scott. He's a little bit older gentleman.
Yeah. That is Jack D. His father.
The hair is not long. You can't tell from this image because it's blurred. But there is somebody sitting there. Now, one question would be, why would, it looks like a thinner guy.
Yeah.
Why would, wearing a sweatshirt, which Jack seems to wear quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Jack be parked down here about 4 blocks away from his dad's house, right? That's a question I would ask. Well, this is northern Idaho. I anticipate that if you look around this school, there's not a parking lot. So I anticipate that the teachers here park along the edge. And given how close Scott lives, he probably walks or rides a bicycle to work. It's northern Idaho, so it's not going to be very hot like it is here during the spring and or late summer months when school starts and ends. This time of year, you can clearly see a bunch of green leaves on the tree. You can tell this is a spring and or, well, I mean, it's probably spring. You can still see a bunch of leaves on the ground and things of that nature. And so it's going to be warmer. I mean, it's going to be obviously warmer, but it's not going to be too warm. It's going to be a comfortable temperature. And so perhaps if Scott needed something and his son was home, he would use this vehicle to go pick up something and drop it off, right? That would give me a reason to believe that he could be here. Now, what do you think about this find? This is a vehicle parked across the street from his father's house, down the street from where they live. Do you think this is this could be absolutely nothing, and this could be something else? I mean, it's this is somebody, Jack D, the ex-boyfriend for Kaylee and for Kaylee Goncalves, one of the victims. This is about roughly an hour away from there, maybe an hour and a half from the 1122 King Road street where the assault had taken place. And, you know, he ended up, you know, we went back, right, and we looked at the infamous, you know, what did you tell Adam, right? And we had discovered that hold on, oh, there it is. We discovered that video and that footage was taken. Let me find this real quick.
Is that Jack D's brother downstairs? I believe with Adam. Because this is Jack D on top of the roof. We can see a Hyundai Elantra downstairs. Was it Jack D or was he his dad? Which of them owned the Hyundai Elantra 2011 to 2013 model, I believe? And he owned the white pickup truck. He sold one of them a week later. What did Maddie tell Adam? Was it something that would upset Jack D? Adam must have told Jack D what Maddie told him. Maybe that Kaylee was moving with the dog. Or that Kaylee must have bought a new SUV, Jeep with his money. Could it be possible, alleged? Something that's not right there. What did Adam know? Why did Jack D decide to ignore the girls' last 10 calls or 9 calls? They sounded like they were in despair. Please let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe.